Okay, welcome everyone to this week's spill. So as I mentioned last week, I spent the first part of the week over in New Zealand, so last Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, with a range of other water corporations from across Australia, but also with a number of water businesses in New Zealand. Quite a different structure there. A lot of it's council owned, a lot of smaller water authorities, but it's still some really interesting learnings. I heard from a range of things going on across Australia, including some big changes that are going on in Sydney Water and changes to structure and process and people as well. So a lot happening there. But also some of the New Zealand stuff was really interesting. Some of their resilience planning, and we're obviously planning for things like drought and fires and various other things, which they also have to think about. But also they're thinking about earthquakes, which was just some amazing stuff. And even in the centre of Wellington, they were knocking down some buildings while I was there, so you could really see the impacts, and obviously have some pretty big impacts on infrastructure businesses like water authorities. They do some amazing work around Indigenous engagement with the local Maori community as well, so they're a fair way ahead of where we are from an Indigenous engagement perspective. So there were some really good learnings there, including some co-governance that's going on around the Waikato River. So some very interesting stuff and some good lessons for us and some things to take back and incorporate into our businesses. I spent quite a bit of last week involved in a digital metering program or project, working with the Gateway Review process, which was a process run by the Department of Treasury and Finance, which really looking at initially just are there the strategic drivers for the digital metering program that we as businesses think there will be, particularly around benefits for the customers. So that was an intensive week-long process. We had a number of our staff involved, and the outcome was it's absolutely the drivers are there. We need to get cracking, but we'll only do it, as we've been saying all the way through, if the business case really stacks up and we can demonstrate that there's benefits for our customers. So that's a piece of work that continues on, and we're actually taking that to next week's board, which will be a very good discussion. There's been a lot going on around the price submission. Many of you across the business are involved in that. I've got a workshop tomorrow with the ESC, so an ESC engagement workshop. I'll be presenting on City West Water's approach to customer engagement and where we think that's taking us from a price submission. What are the insights? What are our customers seeking? Where are the opportunities for us to become more of a customer-centric business? So that's going to be a really interesting discussion. I'm actually looking forward to presenting our story and the changes that we're making. I've got an IWA conference later on in the week, so Thursday and Friday. That'll be a pretty full-on conference looking at a range of issues, but really focused in on the emissions reduction pledges that all the water corporations are looking to make. Finally, the big thing for me this week is preparing for next week's board, so getting all of our papers out. We've got we've got papers around the implementation plan for the strategy, the price submission, our urban water strategy is going up in draft format. I've mentioned about the emissions reduction pledge, and there's a number of infrastructure projects. So certainly my focus is preparing for next week's board. It's another busy week. I hope you're all, I wish you all a great week. Thank you.